Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. Today we are prioritizing decorating for Halloween. We're gonna do it before we do any work for the day. So let's go decorate. Well, first I have to shower and get ready, and then let's go decorate. Okay, on my spooky shirt. This is like, I love this shirt. It's got all like the classic Disney characters in little Halloween costumes. I don't know, you'll see it as I decorate. Open Spotify. I'm gonna put on some music. There is Spotify and smart TVs didn't exist when I was a kid, but my mom we had a CD player in the living room. She had this CD that she would play every year while we were decorating for Halloween. My mom loves Halloween, therefore I love Halloween, and it's just become like one of my favorite things. And so a couple years ago, I actually found the exact CD that she would play on Spotify. And for me, it's like there's a lot of really great classic Halloween songs on the CD, but there's also just like some random ones, but everything is just like such a huge nostalgia hit for me. Listening to this CD, I loved this CD. There it is. It's called Drew's Famous Halloween Party Music. I think Drew's Famous was like a company that would make like party mixes CDs back in the 80s and 90s. This CD, let's see, I'll just read you everything. It's got Monster Mash, Ghostbusters, Time Warp, Macho Man. See, like that's not very Halloween, but it's funny. Bad Moon Rising, Purple People Eater, Rock Lobster, Hot Hot Hot, Soul Man, Let's Go Dancing, Disco Inferno, Twilight Zone, Super Freak, Staying Alive, Spooky. It's just like a great, it's meant to be played like at a Halloween party. And she used to play it at Halloween parties for sure, because my mom always had a Halloween party every year. But we would also play it while we were getting ready. And I feel like I remember loving the CD so much. Like we would just listen to it all month long, like listen to it before school. And anyway, I just have really positive memories associated with it. And yeah, I'm gonna play it. You guys won't be able to hear it, but it's called Drew's Famous Halloween Party Music if you want to look it up on Spotify and listen to it on your own time. I can't play it because, you know, copyright. Guys, it's the next day. Funny, not so funny story about why I stopped vlogging yesterday. Yesterday I was 19 weeks pregnant. I don't even think I got around to saying that I was gonna do my 19-week bump date. And I feel like, considering my pre-existing mental health issues, I've been pretty okay this whole pregnancy. Definitely very anxious in the beginning of the first trimester, but not in a way that I felt was like overly so, or more so than like most women, like first time moms, from everything I've been reading, like just general like I hope everything's okay kind of anxiety. That really abated after, honestly, like after our 9-week scan, but then really after our 12-week scan. And I have been feeling like just pretty good, even though the symptoms have gone away, because I've just been in my like little second trimester glow. I've been feeling really good. And then yesterday it just hit me like a wave, like a wall, and I just started getting really, really anxious again. I'm 19 weeks pregnant. Well, now I'm 19 weeks in one day. I'm okay now, so I can just talk about it. Basically, they say you can start feeling the baby anytime from 16 weeks to like 22 weeks, 23 weeks, feeling them kick and stuff. They say first time moms feel it later. They also say that people with a anterior placenta like I have feel it later, because like the placenta is just like an extra layer between you and the baby. So when I didn't start feeling it at 16 weeks or 17 weeks or 18 weeks, I was like, whatever. I was like, rationally I know, and I knew that I may not feel it until 22 weeks. But I was just like, I was reading the update yesterday and it was like, oh, you might feel the kicks, don't worry if you don't. But I was just like, why am I not feeling these fucking kicks? Like I started getting really anxious that like something was wrong. Our next scan isn't for a week, and I was just really anxious, and like that was making me like kind of upset, and I felt like I couldn't fake. I didn't want to fake anything for the vlog. I try not to do that, but when I'm feeling low, I just generally don't pick up the camera. Well, what do you know? I don't want to film myself crying. I just kind of took the day to wallow in self-pity. I sat on the couch, honestly, for most of the day. I attempted to watch season 5 of Love is Blind. God, that show gets worse and worse every season. I could barely stomach it this season. Anyway, this morning, of course, this morning, I wake up and who do I feel kicking me like crazy? The baby. It was the most magical feeling. First of all, I kind of was eating my feelings yesterday. So I woke up thinking like, I'm having stomach issues maybe? I didn't really feel like I was having stomach issues. I kind of like shifted around, tried to like move any stomach issues down, but it was that same like ding, ding, ding feeling happening in the same spot in my stomach. Even after I moved around a little bit, it was still there. And it was like so unmistakable. It was a feeling I've never like really felt before. And it felt just like the tiniest little leg in the world was kicking me. Another way I would describe it is like a tiniest little rubber band was like snapping up against me. It was amazing. And then it stopped for a little while, and then I moved on to my back. I was kind of like sitting up, and then I felt him like flipping around and like wriggling around down there. I haven't felt him since I like got up and started working, but I know for sure that that's what I felt this morning. And I was like, of course, this is the most Rachel thing in the world, to like totally have a meltdown and freak out about something one day, for it to be completely resolved the next day. I feel like I mentioned this when I did my Q&A, but like when we were trying to conceive, we got pregnant the first month we tried. That month I was tracking my ovulation, and I ovulated really late, like on the 19th day of my cycle. You typically ovulate on the 14th day. I think I like peak ovulated on the 19th or 20th day. It was really late. And I was worried because, you know, you're supposed to ovulate on day 14, and I was looking into like, what does it mean if you're ovulating so late? And everything I was reading was like, you're gonna have a hard time getting pregnant. And I would like totally back myself into this corner where I was like, I'm infertile. Boom, positive pregnancy test like the next week. So this is just like something that happens to me. I'll be very chill about something. I was very chill about trying to conceive, very chill about all of that. And then it just hits me and I get like overwhelmed, and I go to a worst possible case scenario, and then it's all fine. Obviously, it's not always all fine, but it is kind of a pattern in my life for this to be happening. So I'm very happy now, obviously, of course. And because I didn't get to do the full 19-week bump date with you, I'm gonna do it right now. Unfortunately, Mario woke up this morning with a 102 fever and a light cough, and he's feeling kind of low. Negative COVID test. I'm thinking he probably has the flu. He didn't get a flu shot. I told him to. I'm hoping the fact that I have a flu shot is going to save me from getting sick, but he's downstairs playing video games. He obviously called out of work sick today, and I'm just gonna stay upstairs for the day. We're masking if I have to go get food or water. So that kind of sucks. So fingers crossed that he's okay. And also fingers crossed that mostly I don't get sick. That being said, the baby is the size of a zucchini or a crepe Suzette or a Game Boy, or a four-toed hedgehog. I swear to God, the size comparisons get weirder and weirder every week. But let's read what we have in store for us this week. Spawn is now, you guys know, I think I forgot to mention this in my last update, and someone commented on it, but you're allowed to nickname your baby whatever you want in the app. And his fetus name is The Spawn, which I've definitely explained in like an earlier bump date, but is just kind of like an inside joke, but also something I always knew I wanted to call my little fetus. Did you guys have fetus names, by the way? Because I had a fetus name. My parents called me Alejandro when I was a fetus. Don't know why. My parents were weird. I'm sure one day my kid will be like, my parents called me The Spawn when I was a fetus, and I don't know why. But I've asked my friends, and like half of them either knew what it was or knew that they had a fetus name. And the other half were like, no, I don't think so. I think I was just baby until I was whatever my name is. So did you guys have a fetus name? And if so, what was your fetus name? I actually really want to know because I think it's really funny. Anyway, we call him The Spawn. We find that to be funny. So anyway, the app calls him The Spawn because that's what we put his name down as. The Spawn is now measuring in at just over 6 to 9 inches long and weighs between 8.5 and 9.5 ounces. Your little one is beginning to sprout tiny little hairs from their tiny little head. And underneath all that cute hair, the areas in the brain that control each of Spawn's senses are continuing to develop. Your baby's coordination is also growing every day as their brain cells make connections with their muscles, giving them better and better control over their arms and legs. Those arms and legs are pretty much in proportion to their body by now, just in time for them to start becoming covered from head to toe in a waxy, almost cheesy textured coating called the Vernix caseosa? I think that's how you say that. This vernix moisturizes Spawn's skin while in the womb, protecting their skin from the amniotic fluid and facilitating travel down the birth canal when the big day arrives. Love thinking about the baby just covered in cheese. All right, what's new with you? Me. Besides the normal second trimester symptoms that you're probably getting familiar with by now, you also may start to notice the red palms and darkened skin in other places. I haven't noticed this. If this is going to happen, it hasn't happened to me yet. These changes in pigments happen because of all the extra estrogen and progesterone in your system and will fade after delivery when your hormone levels start to return to normal. Most of these patches, called cloasma, will fade after delivery and are unlikely to be problematic, but they can be bothersome. And then it goes on a whole spiel about putting on sunscreen when you go outside, and I'm thinking maybe this is why I don't have these patches yet, because I don't go outside. But also when I do, I'm like smothered in sunscreen because look at how pale this natural skin is. You may also be experiencing hip pain right now. If this is the case for you, stick a pillow between your knees and sleep on your side. This will help you find some relief. It's also not uncommon for weight gain to cause stretch marks on your belly and legs when your skin can't quite keep up with your growing body. You may want to use moisturizer on any stretch marks you get, which can help relieve the itchiness that comes along with them. That's pretty much the bulk of it. Very exciting. Now that the baby's kicked, I'm like, yay! Back on my pregnancy high, which I've kind of mostly been on this whole time. I had one low day, but you know what? Considering like how much I expected my hormones to swing and shift, I feel like that's not that bad. So let's think. Hip pain? Yeah, so I try and sleep on my side, obviously, because you're supposed to. Specifically my left side, which is unnatural for me. Typically, before pregnancy, I was a stomach sleeper or a right side sleeper. So I flip back and forth between my left side and my right side. I keep waking up my back, which is annoying, but I think I've found a solution to that, which I'll show you in a second. Yeah, if I lay on my side for too long, my legs start to hurt, my hips start to hurt a lot. So I definitely have to like keep moving at night. I think that's probably why I keep in my sleep trying to end up on my back, because like it hurts my hips to be on my side, but what are you gonna do? And then, oh, stretch marks. Yeah, every time I stand up too fast, it hurts. I knew that and I did it anyway. So I have a couple of stretch marks. I'll show you in a second. They're mostly on my hips, nothing on my belly yet. My journey with stretch marks is an interesting one, right? Like I never ever had them, and then I was anorexic when I was young, and obviously I was extremely thin. Then I recovered from anorexia. And I got my first ever stretch marks. I didn't have stretch marks before I lost all the weight and then gained it back. This is something that happened to me in my early 20s when I recovered. Those stretch marks, they came in when I was like 22. I think it was 22 when I fully recovered. But over the last 8 years, they've really faded, basically down to nothing. And I noticed those exact stretch marks are the ones that have come back. So it's like my skin like remembers where they were and where they were there. For some reason, I have no idea why. I have no idea why the body does what it does, but my stretch marks are white. So here, let me try and show you. It's hard. They're very faint is what I'm trying to get at. And I'm going to get shit for this because most people aren't even going to notice them, but I don't know why they're white. They just are. That's how it was when I recovered. They were never, like, I know I've seen people with stretch marks that are darker. And I feel like because I'm about to get a lot bigger than I've ever been, that might still happen to me, but I've always just had white stretch marks. I'm not exactly sure why. But yeah, so I have started to get them, but like I said, they're exactly where my old ones were. So I think it's just like my skin remembering that has stretched in that area before. I'm curious to see what new ones will look like as I get my bump, because I'm absolutely sure I'm gonna get them. I like don't even know if it's an avoidable situation, if I'm being honest. Anyway, that is the update, the bump date, the mental health update, I suppose. Now, I am going to completely pivot topics and show you how I've been using my pregnancy pillow lately to avoid sleeping on my back, because I'm pretty proud of myself. My pregnancy pillow, you guys remember, I bought it a few weeks ago in a vlog. Big U-shaped pillow. I liked it at first because I was just using it basically as a body pillow. They say around week 16 or whenever, whenever your bump comes in, that's when you're really supposed to avoid sleeping on your back. I've read a number of things. Like my doctor told me to avoid sleeping on my back, so I do what my doctor says. But I have read that it's not like as big of a deal as some people make it out to be. That being said, I'm trying to do everything I can do to make sure that this is okay. So I have been trying to sleep on my side. The problem was so I was sleeping with the U, where the U part was by my feet so that I could use it to put it in between my legs, like the update just said. I was doing that. And then I was using the U part as a body pillow, but then the back part would get pushed back, and then I would end up on my back every night. And it was starting to frustrate me because I was trying not to. So I was trying to think of ways to I was like, do I need to tie both sides together so that the other side doesn't come apart? What I ended up doing instead was literally making it into the bed. So when I made the bed this week with the new sheets, I put the pillow down underneath the fitted sheet, and this has kept it in place. And then I just go right here. I kind of go on top of it. I have so many pillows. I use a just random pillow in between my feet now, or legs or whatever. And this has made it so let me show you. Whee! All right, I sleep like this, la la la. And then when I roll onto my back, inevitably, because I can't control it, it happens while I'm sleeping. See, I roll like this. So I'm still at a 45-degree angle. And it happens the same way if I smooch to this side, hi Beethoven, la la la, and then if I try and roll my back, it stops me from going fully flat. And this has been how I avoid sleeping on my back. You know, it's a journey. Maybe there's a better way to do it, but this has mostly been working for me. All right, that was a long ass update. I gotta get to work. What am I doing today? I'm doing some notes on a Sierra vlog, and then I'm doing today's just a notes day. I'm doing notes on a vlog, and then I'm doing notes on the second Halloween video. Let me think about this. Yes, by the time this video has come out, the first Halloween video that I am in has already come out. Did you guys watch it? Did you love it? That one was so fun to film. Yeah, so hopefully you guys thought it was great because I had fun filming it. But I am doing notes on the second one, and then we have a pre-production meeting for one of our December videos today. So that's pretty much all I got going on today. I'm gonna end this vlog here. Excuse me. This vlog was supposed to be a yesterday vlog, but well, we all know what happened there. But I still wanted to give you guys the bump date, and I feel like that was like a more thorough one than I usually do. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, love you guys to death. Next week, I'm 20 weeks, which means I will be halfway through this pregnancy, which is so wild to me. More importantly and more excitingly, we are having our anatomy scan. On the day that I turn 20 weeks is our appointment. And that's kind of like our last big ultrasound. I think we have another one like later in the third trimester, but this is kind of it in terms of like ultrasounds, and it's the big one. We get to like really see all the details about him, and I'm so excited to see him again. I'm so excited to be done with working so I can go lay down and try and feel him again. It's amazing what a little tiny baby kick can do to your mental health. Anyway, you guys, I'm really gonna go. I really do have to get started working. I'll talk to you guys later. Like, we're on the phone. Okay. Bye.